There it is.
All right, go ahead. You got to say it loud.
Loud, baby.
There you go.
Well, it's been a good show. No, well, we took a week off, right? Yeah.
Pete, you've been killing the crappie, ain't you?
It's been a pretty good bite, man. It's been really good. Surprisingly good, actually.
JR, you been fishing?
I haven't been fishing since me and Spivey went to Roadhiss weekend before last.
How'd y'all do?
We caught a couple stripers. That's really all. When you go there, that's really all you can hope for is to catch a couple. It was fun. We plan on going back. We didn't go last weekend. His son is T-ball. He had T-ball. They had a lot of stuff going on, so I was going to go. But
speaking of Roadhiss and all that jazz, I got some hot info for you, JR, and I'm going to text it to you. I don't know if you want to share it, but there's a very hot striper bite going on near your neck of the woods. I say near, maybe within range there, but it is absolutely worth you going to right now because we're catching a lot of team fish currently.
Nice.
It will shock you where it's at.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. You might be surprised. It might not shock me.
Maybe you may not.
What's the secret lake you've been going to, Pete, catching all them crappie?
It's not really a secret lake. It's just a lake I don't like because it's very hot and cold.
What is it?
Tuckertown.
I was on High Rock a couple days ago or last week, and I won a small little backyard tournament. We had 7 boats in it last Wednesday. Fished another day after that, I guess, and then Tuckertown today.
Tuckertown is another lake on the Yadkin that has no size or creel limit on crappie.
That's correct.
Really? Just keep whatever you catch.
I heard it's a good flathead lake.
It's one of the best in the area, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there's a lot of small dinks as I've seen today sitting on top of brush.
The big fish are spawning. So
yeah, I figure so. They're probably up the lake as well, more than likely.
Yeah, you tell us what you told me before the show, man. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so again, I'm still new-ish to this live scope thing, but today I noticed something that I've never seen before, and I actually seen flatheads sitting on top of brush piles, just waiting to ambush fish. Now, these brush piles oftentimes are loaded with crappie and brim as well, so I guess they can have whatever they want. That's when it's buy them, but they're just sitting there like that. I mean, you can
that flathead that you caught, that was one of the ones you saw on the live.
Correct. Yes. Yep. I caught 3 today. That was the smallest one, and again, we're not talking about big fish, 6 pounds maybe. That one was at best.
Yes.
Of course, we'll keep a smaller one. The other ones were respectively, 8, 9, maybe 10 pounds pushing it, but I let them go. But yeah, so it was just pretty cool to see, and that one brush pile actually held all 3 of those catfish. And there's definitely a lot more and even bigger nearby as well that I chose not to try to catch at all.
I think that the flathead, their primary forage is live bait. And I think that what's happening on Tuckertown and the reason that there's no creel or size limit on the crappie is that there are plenty of crappie for the flathead to eat. So that's probably their number one forage fish, actually, for the flathead or crappie. So I think what's happening is these fish are spawning on brush piles. The flatheads are, and these young flatheads are hanging around that area until they're sexually mature. And I think that a lot of the fish that are the bigger fish that are on spawn, they aren't eating now.
Yeah.
So these smaller fish are hanging around on these brush piles eating these crappie, and I think that's what you ran into today. And I think that your guys like you that are using this live scope are seeing these things that guys like me we've known this has been going on for years. Yeah. But they have a supply of food. Anywhere a fish spawns, there's going to be food for their young to feed on for years.
Yeah. So I wasn't a believer as far as the population of crappie on these lakes. Tuckertown, I've been told that is holding a lot more crappie anywhere else. And I think I scoped 5 or 6 different brush piles, and I kid you not, there was at least 500 fish on each brush pile.
Wow, that's insane. I think the reason there's no creel or size on Tuckertown is because it's a very small reservoir. And I think that when you have a small reservoir that has crappie, they tend to overpopulate. I think that's what happened there. And
And Tuckertown does not get near the pressure. Like legitimately, you get no ski boats, no pontoons, no jet skis at all. So
Why is that?
it's because
it's
there's only two
shallow?
boat ramps. It's a terrible. They're two terrible boat ramps where you can't really fiddly put, a decent boat and trailer in there. A lot of guys, your average person, may be a little concerned dunking a boat there. And the upper end is very rocky.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I fished a crappie tournament there about 10 years ago. Came in second, and it was a kayak crappie tournament. And yeah, there are, you would think that having no size or krill, the lake's overrun with crappie, you'd think that I'll be small, but
yeah.
no, there's some big crappie. And I noticed in that pic you shared, I saw at least one monster crappie in that.
I would say I didn't put a scale to it. That big fish may have gone 1.8, wasn't quite 2 pound range by no means. Now, out of the estimate 100 I caught today, I could maybe count 5 that were under 8 inches. I mean, they're a solid class of fish for sure.
Wow. Not to change the subject, but I saw where Dieter posted a video today of it was a short on YouTube. He said, "Are blue catfish still on spawn?" And he didn't elaborate. He didn't say whether they were or they weren't. It was just a video of him catching he weighed it. He said it was 13 pounds. And I think he was implying that you can still catch fish when they're not on spawn. But what that fish was a 13-pound fish that wasn't sexually reproductive yet. The fish wasn't on spawn. So yeah, you can go out and catch a lot of small fish right now, or fish, 15 pounds and under that haven't started spawning yet. But 99% of the blues that are 15 pounds or over are spawning. And not saying that you can't catch them, but not the best time of the year to target bigger catfish. July, first week of July. That's when you start hitting that. That's when I'm going to start night fishing. That's usually when I start night fishing, about that first week of July, when everyone else is down in Destin, Florida at Crab Island and on vacation. I'm down on dirty ass Lake Wiley trying to catch a big catfish.
Yeah. Not a change subject, but Lee just texted me. He heard the mention about the striper bite, and he also heard the same exact thing. And by the way, that's the lower dam, not upper
right
dam.
Of course. Yeah. Well, they stock them in that river there, and they do run up, and those
correct.
Those
but they are absolutely slaying them right now. And I don't know how safe it is to go with the kayak back there, but man, 100% you need to go there ASAP.
I've been there a bunch of times. On a kayak. It's very safe. Yeah, anytime you're fishing at a dam that's releasing water, there's some danger, but I mean, it's definitely.
Gotcha. Well, let's see where you Spivey need to consider going here in the coming days, weeks, whatever. But it's fire right now, from what I understand.
Yeah. Yep. There's I don't know that there are any bigger fish caught there. I think there's some, probably some, maybe a teenage fish on the.
No, buddy, I'm seeing some 15, 17s coming out of there right now, and that's pretty consistent daily right now. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some quality for, I guess, the area for now. So
yeah,
some goodness. And I think Lee can, if he messes right here,
let's go.
I think he can back me up on seeing those quality fish popping up there on the old.
Let's go, Pete.
Facebook. I got a very busy grind coming up Saturday. I'm literally working 7 straight days.
Coming up Saturday. Okay. Well, tomorrow's Friday, so
I know.
Well, he just told me he couldn't go to Tennessee with me, but he wants to go with you.
Yeah, but that's just right up the road, Wes. Let's go, Wes. Let's go right up the road. I got an extra kayak for you.
Yeah.
A couple of hours, we'll be done. How about it?
No, I don't get no kayak. I wouldn't be able to get out of it.
Of course you would. You get around fine. There's freaking 70-year-old men, overweight men that kayak fish.
And
dude,
smokers.
you could totally kayak fish.
Dude, I just bought a $50,000 skiff. How would I look getting in a kayak?
How would you look getting in a kayak? Pretty fucking cool. You'd look cool. Why do people think kayaks aren't cool?
I didn't say they wasn't cool. They're just not for me. That's kind of like a fat woman. They say a lot of people want them. They just don't want to be seen on them.
No,
No, it's
I'll tell
nothing
you.
like a fat woman.
I actually, I did own a kayak before. I want maybe the first boat I owned per se. Maybe not. I can't recall, but I had it briefly for 2 years.
Lee said he'll go with me.
Do it.
All right,
But,
Lee.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
go, buddy.
I love kayak fishing, but I always used it on Mountain Island Lake only, and I actually used it for shellcracker fishing in the spring. So I'd always put it in there at Neck Road, and I'd kayak all the way out and around, and I had little areas there where I shellcracker fish, and it was fun until that one day I got caught in a bad thunderstorm. That was the end of that.
Why? They're
I did-
safe. They're safer than I almost got shot by what's that guy's name?
That
forget-
dude on Lake Norman.
I forget his name, but anyways, he tried to pick a fight with me over some Facebook shit over I said a kayak could handle rougher seas, rougher water than a Sea Arc. And he took offense to it. He has a Sea Arc. He
Well,
saw
was that
me.
down there at the tournament when I was with
Yeah,
you?
yep.
Oh,
He
that
came
dude
up
was-
to me but I was telling the truth, and it's a fact. A kayak, a sit on top kayak, a reputable like brand, like a Hobie Outback, like I have, for example, is much safer than any John boat. No matter what kind of John, it's safer. No doubt about it. It's a John boat can get swamped. You're going down. It's even if it's foam filled, it's at least getting capsized. You're not going to be in a good situation. If you're in a kayak, it's a 12-foot piece of plastic. It's completely sealed. You can't sink it. There's no way to sink it. There's nowhere for the water to get in. All the hatches are sealed. It has scuppers. It's just a 12-foot piece of plastic. I don't really
How's
see.
it sealed if it's got scuppers?
It has scuppers in the seat. They go all the way through. There's nowhere for the water to get inside the hull. It's kind of like a jet ski. A jet ski you can't swamp a jet ski unless the hull's breached. That's the only way. Is if you get a hole in your hull, then you can take on water then. But I just don't get people saying that the kayaks aren't safe when they go out in John boats. They're safer than a John boat.
Or they're safer than a skiff?
Yes, a skiff can get swamped. A skiff's just a fiberglass John boat's all a skiff is.
Yeah, but you're not going to sink a skiff.
If it doesn't have foam and it gets swamped, it's going down with a quickness. With a quickness.
Damn, well, Carolina Skiff Lives on their page, and you better get with them. Tell them
They must
they
be
tell them
foam
lies on
filled.
their page.
All right,
skiffs
let's
are
talk
foam filled.
about it. What
All
is
skiffs are foam filled.
what is okay? Like I said, unless it's foam filled, it's going to sink.
Well, buddy, I'll tell you what, you stick your trolling motors, I'll stick to my boats, and the world will keep spinning, and we'll both be happy.
I have a boat. I have a boat too.
That's
People
what I'm saying. Well,
forget
you
I have
stick
a
to your-
boat.
we'll
I do
stick to your
both.
boat in your skid, in your
I'll
kayak,
bank.
your kayak, and I'll stick to my boat, and we'll be happy.
But why be so one dimensional? I can
Don't
I can-
own two boats. Don't do that. What I do. The damn maintenance bill, son of a bitch. Whew. That's why. See, you asked on the last show 2 weeks ago, why do I guys to cover my dang maintenance costs?
So don't get him started on that.
Oh boy.
He blew your ass up 2 weeks ago over that
Hey,
guy.
that's all right. Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
I
I
had to
can
delete
take it.
that.
I can take it and dish it back. That's a problem.
I had to delete that.
No, it's all good. It did not bother me at all, man. Y'all know me by now that you can talk shit. I can take it and I'll dish it right back. Well, at the end of the day, we'll sing Kumbaya and fucking move on next week. Business as usual.
Oh yeah. Well, I have 4 boats and 2 kayaks. No, I have 5 boats and 2 kayaks. There are times for both. Good luck getting up to that. Good luck getting up to some of the places I go in a
I know
boat.
it.
You
I know
can't.
it. I know it. True that.
I can actually, the place that you texted me about, I saw a big boat, 150 on it, big boat. Go up there. He goes up there all the time. He puts his boat right up on the dam and he fan casts. He fishes up there out of his big ass boat.
I'm sure if you know the river pretty well, you can do it.
Well, I mean, all you got to do when you put in, you just hug the bank and go up there. I mean, it's just, you got to have a little bit of nuts to do it. I mean, this guy's younger, he's in his 20s. I've always wanted to try to take my boat up there. I know I can do it. I just can't make myself do it when I can just throw my kayak on my truck and get up there in a kayak. I don't know, but it would be nice to have the platform and the deck of a boat to relax and have all the room, and it would be nice.
Tackle you need, everything. Yeah.
Right.
I sent Lee Huffman an invite. You might see him backstage, possibly. You might not. I don't know.
Yeah. Come on, man. Me and Lee's. I mean, we'll shoot up there, Lee. We go up there and get it done. I'd be interested to find out what you'd like to throw up there. I know what I'm going to throw. I'd like to know what you're going to throw. What's going on, Jonathan Smith?
Yo.
We got some issues with the StreamYard. It's right now we got one person watching is what it says, but now we have two.
What do you call it when
I don't even know if this show is actually even being streamed.
It's showing live, so
I mean it's showing that it's live, yes, but I don't know if it's being streamed on my Facebook profile or Wes's Facebook profile.
Here. So your Facebook profile is shown live, yes.
There is Huffy.
Well, look at that stud.
What's up, Huffy? What's that? What you got? What is that? A Brave shirt?
No, it's Alexis. Oof. Yeah, go that way, sir.
Alexis, the little town up the road here.
Yeah,
I'll be right back. I gotta pour some McKenna here and get off my feet.
Hey, I'm drinking McKenna too.
Oh hell, we're gonna be listening to Jelly Roll in a minute.
Is that an Alexis Fire Department shirt?
Yeah, I just took a full-time job here.
Up there in Alexis?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there used to be a little golf course in Alexis.
Yeah, off Mount Zion.
It was basically like a
Par
cow
three.
pasture. A
Yeah.
little par 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was
I guess that's
beautiful.
why it ain't there no more.
It could have been great, but the greens were just absolutely horrendous. But yeah, I had this little kick I went on about 20 years ago where I was going around playing all these par 3s, and Alexis was one of the. I went and played Alexis a couple of times, and
I started.
hated it.
I got on here as a volunteer back in like 2008, and I've worked here part-time for a while, and they offered me a full-time job, and I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah.
It came at a perfect time too for you, right?
Yeah.
All right, Lee, you're talking about going up doing a little tail race fishing on a kayak.
I'll give it a try. I ain't never done it, but I'll give it a try.
This should be a good video. There's a couple of ways to get up there. We can paddle against the current, which it's doable. It's a little tough. You gotta be stroking it, or we can get off on the rocks and walk up there and cast. That
Either
kind of
way.
puts us a little bit of at a little bit of a disadvantage. But the way I usually fish up there is I'm usually catfishing, and I'm usually just using an egg sinker, and I'm dropping down and kind of basically bumping. I'm getting in between those rocks, those boulders that are down there, because all those boulders that are right there in the center. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, well, there are these big boulders that you can kayak up to, and you can walk across these boulders, and you can get within casting distance of the dam. Well, when you're fishing there in front of the dam, the bottom it's like those boulders that you were walking on. The bottom's like that. So you're kind of bound. You're taking your bait, and you can feel like the top of a boulder when it hits bottom. Then you lift up, and then you drop back down, and it goes down a little further. Kind of goes down in between the boulders. Then you raise back up, and you're kind of just like bumping. You're kind of like just raising your rod up and down in between those boulders on the bottom, and then boom, you get hooked up, and you catch some nice catfish up there. But as far as the stripers are concerned, there's some turbines over there on the right hand side, and the bank fishermen, they're within casting distance of the bank fishermen over there. And I think that's how you target I've never caught a striper back there, but I'd like to give it a shot.
Yeah, I would too. Some of the pictures and stuff I've seen, they're definitely standing and on the rocks. Kind of like
Oh, they're-
up there below Lookout when people used to stand up there and striper fish.
Yeah. Okay. So they're on those rocks that I'm talking about. They're getting.
Yeah, they got to be.
They must be paddling up to those
They
rocks.
are bank fishermen, actually. Bank fishermen.
Okay. Well, yeah. But either way, you could reach where I'm talking about from those rocks, or
See, here's a
from the
prime
bank.
example. You know, for us, or I say us, for you and Lee, this is a benefit. But in general, this is a pure example of how Facebook fucks shit up because someone's posting on
100%.
Facebook, and now we know. You know, but yeah.
Yeah,
we can go ahead and tell everyone. I don't mind.
Go have a moment, enjoy it, and then
I don't mind
bust
blowing
out
it up. I'll blow it up. I don't mind blowing
Don't
spots
do
up.
it. Don't do
Don't
it.
do it. Okay. All right.
Not yet.
We'll keep it a secret.
Enjoy the moment, man. We'll
Okay.
let someone else enjoy it for a little bit until then. But yeah.
I went with a guy down there, Zach Taylor. And
Yeah.
I've been going down there for 15 years in catching fish. And he called me up one day. He's like, "Man, I want to take you to this spot, man. You can't tell nobody." I'm like, okay, cool. Well, the spot ended up being that spot. And I'm like, dude, I come here all the time. You know?
Yeah.
He's like, "Man, don't ever post anything. Don't ever." And I haven't
You're the one that's
out of
smoking
respect
that
for
possible
him, but
party.
I'm like, dude, I've already posted shit from here.
Yeah, I've seen a video or two of yours from there, and I know
Yeah.
when Zach's in that riverboat where he's at.
Exactly. That's where he's at. And he's catching he catches big fish there. And
Oh, for sure.
fuck it, man. Let people, it's a public resource. Fuck it, man. Let them fish. It's easier said than done anyways. I mean, some people they might think they want to fish there, but once they go down there and realize, oh my God, I'm gonna have to work my ass off to do this.
If there are a decent number of stripers in there, like they're saying, I think you could take some cut bait on a Carolina rig and throw it in those bowls, like I used to do on Norman. We used to wear them out on cut gizzards and doing basically the same thing you're saying. Throw it up in the bowl, like an ounce and a quarter weight, give it a bunch of line, and just kind of work I call it the wheel or whatever, but just work the bowl all the way out, just feeding it line, taking line. I think you can catch some fish there if there's a.
Hey, I tell you what I'd do.
Some good fish there.
Tell you what I would do. I'd show up there with my 11-foot surf rod and a top water plug. You think it's funny, but that is
Yeah.
how I waylaid them on Lake Norman way back in the day.
The way those guys fish there from the bank is that you guys know what I'm talking about. Those long floats, you can buy them at Walmart. I forget what they're called. They're like red and white, orange and white, cylindrical. Flip
I know what you're
float.
talking about, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They've been selling them for 100 years. They use those with a slip float, and you can cast a mile with those. They're literally shaped like a missile, and they use shiners. So they take a shiner, they hook it on, and with the slip float, you can only let out about 2 foot of line, good casting amount of line, and just launch a surf rod with that slip float. And they got it set at a certain depth with that live shiner. That's how they're doing it there. And that's probably the best way to do it. I mean, it's probably
I would still go out there with a top water plug, that 11-foot surf rod, if I can waylay it and have at it.
There's
That's
a lot
how
of
I
people
used to-
used to do that on the island below.
it depends on if they're
That's
running
how
water.
I used to crush them on Lake
Man, they
Norman
used to
way back
I
in
used
the
to
day.
watch them crush them
Listen.
on Norman below Lookout on red fins doing
Yep.
that.
Red fins, yeah, exactly. You can throw top waters, but if they're running a lot of water, that's probably not the way to do it.
But you can find an eddy possibly if they're running water and hit that top water plug in the eddy and possibly do
I'll
good.
tell you what, go to Tennessee, go to Loudon, Melton Hill, all the community holes, and go up there to the bulls, and you throw a red fin, and I'll throw a fucking gizzard shad, and we'll see who catches more fish.
I was just about to say, if we could take about 30 alewives down there, could you imagine what we would do?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could totally do that. I don't know. I think that there's 90 times out of 100, depending on whatever circumstance it is, an alewife going to outproduce a shiner. Shiner is just absolute garbage. But in the spring, like around lights at night in the spring for hybrids and stripers, or in tail races, I mean, I think the shiner's probably going to do probably just as good as an alewife or a blueback herring because I mean it's getting kicked around in some white water. It's in a boil.
They do real well. I've caught hybrids on them on Norman in the dead of winter when the water temperature was just cold.
Mm-hmm.
I've caught them on Norman. One of my biggest hybrids come on a shiner from Piedmont out of Norman.
I mean, you got to think in the winter, they're keying on smaller baits anyway. So shiners probably the way to go. I mean, even a crappie minnow. When I got in that tournament with you guys down there on Norman, the hybrid striped bass challenge, I told Spivey,
what tournament?
I was like, man, maybe we should use crappie
minnow.
minnow.
Talk about that damn thing. No damn tournament.
That one where you and Pete got skunk.
Yeah, that one. That's right. That one.
I mean, we got skunk too. Well, we caught some non-keepers, but
I mean, we did too. But
we all got skunk.
That's
a tough time to fish.
I didn't.
How about Wes Rose was in that? How about he came down and was the weighmaster?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
That was awesome. It really was.
Yeah,
he was weighmaster / videographer / shit starter.
I still got my.
Yes. There you go. Oh,
I may have gotten a picture of that a couple days before you actually got it handed to you.
I would never do that.
Yeah. So, Pete, when you actually was that today? The pics you shared on Facebook where you caught all those fish, little Tuckertown.
Today, correct.
Were they running some water?
Nope.
No.
Dude, it was dead calm. It was nasty. It was no current. Well, I was about mid-lake on Tuckertown, so I couldn't tell you for sure it was current or not, but there's no wind whatsoever, and the damn boat was doing circles on brush piles the whole entire damn time.
Wow. Okay, so Lee, when are you free, bud? This weekend? It's only going to take us a couple hours. We're not going to spend a lot of time. We just go up there. We're going to paddle up there. We're going to cast. We're going to fish.
Paddle? Oh my God! Did you say paddle?
We're going to probably fish for maybe an hour. So,
hell no!
It's only going to be a couple hour ordeal. If you want to go do it, let me know. We can go up there Saturday, Sunday, whenever you want.
I don't think I can do Saturday, but I could probably do. You think we'd probably got a better chance of them pulling water in the evenings, right?
I don't know. I don't know what the schedule is.
Is that damn listed on? I'm gonna look.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. But if the rest of them's running, the odds of that one is running, it's pretty good.
Philip Callahan's got a question. Are y'all looking at the comments?
Yeah, we are.
No, it's it's Tuckertown Dam. Yep, Tuckertown. Pete's been catching a lot of fish up there. We're talking about going up there, maybe catching some flatheads at the tail race on Tuckertown. I've never fished the tail race on Tuckertown. I've heard it was good.
So let me change subject here a little bit real quick since Lee's on here right now.
That dam is listed on Duke Power's website.
Nice.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, so since we're on here, we've had this conversation a lot in the past about this whole, 2-man little crappie tournament on Lake Norman. So it's summertime now. I'm starting to get a little bit of spare time. JR, when you're ready.
Summertime?
Yeah.
I'm more of a wintertime Lake Norman crappie fisherman.
Hey, I'll do it too, but wintertime is something else takes more priority over a crappie. And that is you're trying
to lean this toward to give you an advantage.
I wouldn't call it advantage. I mean, anyone can you're on top of a brush pile.
You can't catch them in the winter on Norman. I can.
Absolutely can.
I'm an absolute legend on Norman.
Damn.
and you're trying to take advantage of your strong point and get me to go in the summer.
Damn.
Hey, I got a question for all four of y'all. I meant to ask y'all this the other day.
There's 3 of us here. There's 3 of us.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm tired, man. I've had a long day. Okay.
He's tired from making all that money.
Right?
Buying lake houses and fucking boats and shit.
Now listen, so I go fishing with you, JR, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've got totally different type of reels and rods.
Do we? Not really.
This is hypothetically because this really happened, and Pete knows what I'm talking about. The more I think about this shit, the more it pisses me off. But you see a picture, I put a rod up for sale, right? Or you put a rod and reel up for sale,
right?
Knowing that you don't have nothing like I've got on your boat,
right?
But you actually
you in general, not me specifically.
Yeah, no, yeah,
you in general. Okay.
So here's the deal: this guy gets on my boat. We go fishing one day. I've got totally different reels than him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when I put those reels for sale, I put up a Tiagra 30 wide. You remember I bought that new Tiagra 30 wide? You know when I bought that reel?
Yeah.
Okay. When I put them up for sale, this guy calls me and actually asked me some fuck shit. Wanted to know if that was his reel and did he leave it on my boat? Like I wouldn't tell you like I wouldn't know if you left a 30 wide on my boat. It's not a Zipco 33. I don't have 10 of them. You didn't have 10 of them. You don't think I would know if you left a Tiagra 30 wide on my boat and you asked me some fuck shit like that? So I blocked him on Facebook, but I'm still thinking about calling him and telling him what I think about him. And I think I really should. I mean, who asks stupid shit like that, dude?
He wasn't your buddy that went fishing with you.
Huh?
That wasn't your buddy that went fishing with you.
Exactly. Thank you. What kind of fuck shit is that? I was just wondering if that was my reel. Like I'm gonna keep your reel. Dude, I make $200,000 a year. Y'all want to keep your fucking $400 reel? Are you kidding me? You're a goddamn school teacher. What the fuck? But anyway, that's what I'm talking about.
I do. That's between you two. I have no idea any details whatsoever. So
I just told you everything that happened.
Yeah, I got you.
Ask me some shit like that.
I'd like to have a 30 wide. Lacey and Alan are going to Destin, Florida in July, first week of July. And I told them, they asked me to go. And I'm like, listen, you can't find a place to stay for less than a couple grand down there for, 4 days, 5 days.
They stay with Scott Perry and him.
You just, it's too expensive. And if I were to go down there, I would be targeting Goliath grouper. That's what I would want to catch, a Goliath grouper on a wreck out there.
Hey, have you noticed that?
And you would need something like a Tiagra 30 to catch one.
Have you noticed like Zach Roy's and I heard Caleb was going? I don't know. I sold 2 of my reels to Thomas J. Walker. And he wanted them to take them shark fishing. Him and Zach and Caleb, they're getting into this shark fishing now from the beach.
Dude, that stuff's addictive. I caught my first decent shark the other day. That's
shark fishing from the beach.
I was in my boat.
I'm gonna tell you why Caleb and them are getting into it. I'll tell you exactly why. I'll tell you exactly why. Because they want to expand out to a different clientele, and so therefore they need some.
Yeah, don't they have a new 10-foot big cat fever rod?
Yeah,
they got a 10-foot Hellcat.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Damn.
How deep's that water from the boat ramp up towards that dam?
How deep? Oh God, Lee, it's shallow as shit until you get up there, and I think when you get up there, it's probably 20 something feet deep. I'm guessing. I have taken a graph on my kayak. I have had my graph on my kayak and been up there before and graphed it, but I can't remember. I want to say it's 20 something foot deep up there in front of the dam, but on your way up there is where it's real shallow.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, if you're in a boat now, I've seen. I'm not going to say his name, but I'll send you a pic. He took his boat and I watched him. He hugs the bank. He puts in at the ramp, then he stays over on the right hand side, and he goes all the way up, and then he cuts across.
Right past the power lines is where he's cutting across.
It's deep. It's deep when you can get up. I can take my boat up there. You can take your boat up there. And a friend of mine, I told a friend of mine about that, and he had just, this was in 2017. He had just bought a Carolina skiff, $45,000 Carolina skiff boat. And we went down there and we were backing in. I had him talked into it. And this dude came up to us. He said, I know y'all ain't about to take that boat here. and I was like, yeah. Oh yeah. And he was like, man, y'all crazy. Y'all going to tear that thing up. And then my buddy was like, oh damn, Jay, I don't think I'm going to do it, man. I don't think I'm going to do it. So yeah, he ended up backing out. So we ended up not putting in that day, but I've never taken a boat up there, but I've always wanted to.
I don't need much water if we ain't got a bait tank.
Well, you can get up there. It's. I saw the guy do it. I'll send you a pic. You hug that bank, get up there, cut across, and once you're up there within a certain distance from the dam, you're in 20 feet of water. So
Yeah, the only place it looks like it's gonna get sketchy is right above the power lines.
and
Hey, guys,
what you
listen, hey, my grandkids is here, so I'm gonna get off here and hang out with them.
okay?
Lee, it's good to see you, buddy. Pete,
Too, buddy.
catch
Take
them
care,
up.
buddy.
I'll see y'all next week.
All right, take care, Wes.
Sure,
See you,
see
man.
All right, bye bye.
But what you do is you go across there, and then you just take the bow of your boat and you just put it right up on the dam. Like you don't have to tie off or anything. You just kind of pull the bow of your boat just up on the dam a little, and it stays there. And then you can just sit there and cast.
Well, I tell you what, from here, dang, Huffy's wheels are turning right now. I see him.
Mhm.
The damn
I'm gonna-
monitor right now. He's like,
I'm
you know
gonna
what?
send you
I'm tired. I'm tired of this shit from freaking Hickory and Lake Norman. It's time to fucking try something different.
That's what I did on that shark fishing. Like
I
I
see
talked to
them
Dieter
damn
a
wheels
little bit.
turning right now.
I talked to Dieter some because he shark fishes off the beach a good bit.
Uh,
And when me and Colt went to the beach, and I mean that's what I did. I anchored just outside of the jetties right there on Merle's Inlet on the Garden City Beach. I just anchored like I was catfishing. That's how Colt caught that one shark.
mhm.
And let it focus. Let it focus. All right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That is, let me zoom in. Yeah, see, he just took his boat. You said boat's got a 150 on it. It's a sizable boat.
Mm-hmm. I see it now.
He's actually catching a fish there, I think.
Yeah, Pete, my wheels are spinning hard.
I see it, man. You know, I can see it.
You can
Yeah.
see
I mean, let's face it. The shit around here has turned boring pretty fucking quick. It really has, as far as hybrid striper fishing, because there ain't none.
No.
You know, everyone's. I actually got asked today, why don't I go to Lake Watery right now and get in on the striper action? And my answer is, summertime striper fishing. These fish don't fight hard like wintertime fish. So, to me, it's not as fun because you're hooking them and you literally just.
Well, the cool thing about
Drag
Watery,
it straight.
though, is you go down there toward the dam and you stop early morning, first thing in the morning, like get down there before the sun comes up, and you're on the water as the sun's coming up, as you're hitting safe light.
Yeah.
You got your binoculars, you're looking up, you're down toward the dam and you're looking up the lake, and you're scoping. And then, oh, boom, there they are. The fish in July, they do it better than any other month in July. They come up and you can get on what they call jump fishing, top water, when they're schooling on top. And you get up there and you can throw your Sammy, your spook, your redfin, your bomber longhead, whatever top water plug you want to throw. Rubble, popar.
I can tell you exactly where to go in Watery, but the thing is, for me, it's just summertime fishing, man. Just like each fisherman has a time of year where they enjoy fishing. Summertime fishing just don't do it for me.
But walking the dog first thing in the morning on a topwater bite,
right?
is
Yeah,
fucking phenomenal.
But you can also walk the dog with a bird slamming the water, in the wintertime too. A little different.
That's the
Yeah, I mean, a lot of
winter.
people do that.
But those
Oh,
fish in the winter, I think all four of us, I'll make fun of Wes here. So all three of us here, I think we all can concur that wintertime fish fight harder than summertime fish.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go to Murray every year a couple times, and like you say, we catch a lot of those fish 80 foot deep, and they'll fight pretty decent the first
One good
15,
run.
20 foot.
One good
Yeah.
run. Yeah.
And then they just pretty much come up with the bait.
Like a wet towel.
Yeah.
Wet dish rag. Get it right.
You don't
You know
really
that-
need
you know that
You can
flathead
just pick
fault.
them up.
You thought you had a daggum 30-pound striper when you caught that flathead. Don't
I
lie.
knew right away what I had. I didn't, I thought it was maybe a little bigger, but it was on a 14-foot
You
rod.
thought it was bigger. Yeah. See?
It was on a 14-foot rod. It fought well. I'll give it that.
Yeah. It's not
For a
no
second,
dish rag.
First second I set that damn hook, I'm like, it's a fucking brush pile. And after that, wet dish rag the whole entire time.
Oh yeah, you're full of shit. That fish fought like hell. Fought like a striper.
About 45 seconds, I think, and it was over. He knew who was behind the fucking rod, what it was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
while we're on all this, how about old Trolling Rolling getting blown
Oh.
up the other day?
Oh boy, I only saw the screenshots, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean we are not friends on Facebook or nothing.
Yeah.
So was the water clear? Or was it muddy?
It was crystal clear.
Was it really?
Yes.
You must have been pretty far up.
I was about mid-lake, roughly.
Oh, okay.
Tuckertown is known to be very stained, kind of like High Rock, stained, dirty, all that.
That's the yakking in general, though, ain't it?
Yep. So last Wednesday when I fished that tournament, it was also crystal clear, but it was tough fishing back then, a week ago.
I'm trying to get my phone
you
charged.
need to jump on my boat one day for one of these Wednesday night tournaments. It's actually kind of fun.
I'll do it. I got
You'll be a net man.
Nah, I'm good with it.
Drink beer and be a net man.
I'm good with that.
Hey, it's a team effort, man. Team
Hey,
effort.
Lee can knock down some natural lights and be a net man now.
Right?
Fact that.
And go live on Facebook.
Yeah.
In the chain.
I got a set schedule again now, so.
So I'll tell you this: that where I won that tournament last week was the same area that me and you fished, by the way.
Really?
Same fucking spot, yes, sir.
I'm having some problems with my trolling motor, but I've told you I want the live scope bad.
Get it?
Not to change the subject, but I went. I don't know. I guess it's been a couple months ago now. Caught a couple 150-pound black tips. We cleaned them, we grilled them, we ate them. It was pretty awesome. Yeah. But those where we caught them was at the hot hole at Southport.
Uh-huh.
That's the first time I'd ever fished that. I've never fished that before.
You've never fished there, really?
I'd never fished there, and we show up, and it kind of blew my mind. It was like you got these boils out in the ocean.
I've never fished it.
You never knew about that, really?
Never knew about it. Yeah, I'd heard about it, but I just thought it was like this, like a freaking pipe coming out right off the beach, and I didn't think it was that big a deal, but. No, man, this is like
it's legit.
It's really like Fort Loudon. Like there's like boils out there in the ocean. Like
pretty serious, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was more like what you were explaining.
Yeah, the fish are just, dude. Like we caught 250-pound black tips in like 30 minutes. Like it was just, you could catch it. You have no problem catching fish out there. Fish everywhere. We were catching Spanish, small. Well, you guys said they were small king. We thought we were catching Spanish. Evidently, they were small kings. But yeah, there were just loads of fish out there. Small fish, but big sharks. Small fish, but big sharks.
So let me add this, changing subjects slightly here as well. But 3 fishing trips out of Oak Island. Twice I have been checked by Marine Fisheries, which. It sounds like I might be complaining, but I'm liking it. But that's 2 times more I've been checked in the last 5 years out there. So it's a good positive trend. Like to see it. But I kind of find it awkward because now all of a sudden they're out there in full force here lately.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's good. It's good.
Well, I mean, people keeping flounder too.
Probably. Exactly.
It's
right.
good, except for those rogue officers that's the problem that you run into. We all want more enforcement. We're all for conservation, blah, blah, blah. We don't want people out there breaking the laws, but you get these rogue officers that are just, oh God, they're terrible to deal with. They want to give you a ticket for everything.
So when I was checked both times, it was actually 3 guys in the same boats. One guy I have known from 10 years ago, actually. Who's now in charge of the area, but it was very evident that there was training in progress. So kind of reason for all that, but I was all for it. I know I'm legal. Jump on, please. Check everything. Do what you got to do. Let it be a training moment, perhaps. But yeah. So those 3 guys, 2 older guys and 1 younger new trainee per se. So yeah.
I know my phone keeps moving around a lot. I'm trying to figure out why it won't charge.
You about to go dead on us?
No, I'm still at 31%.
Oh, you're good. It'll be over with before then.
Yeah, I still got to charge it though after that.
That's your problem.
Right.
We got to get Pete on a kayak.
I mean, I had a kayak for a little while. Took it to the beach and fished at the Outer Banks a couple times, flounder fishing in the sound and stuff. But I ain't never fished nothing like we looking at.
Mm-hmm.
I might end up down there. I need an anchor. That way, if I get lost, I can just throw it out and start over.
Yeah. Claw anchor. That's all you need. If there's current, you got a claw anchor, and especially if there's any rocks, you're gonna lock up like immediately and you're not gonna move.
Maybe that's what I need.
That's what we do when me and Spivey go up to striper fish on spillways and tail races. We paddle up, throw our claw anchors out. Anytime you got a tail race or a spillway, there's usually a lot of rocks, and we just throw our claw anchor out. And
when y'all went up there and fished, did y'all have a place somebody that let you access the river?
No, there's a public access.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. There's several. You can actually put in. There's a greenway there that's just below it, and you can put in there and just paddle up to it if you don't mind paddling against current. It's kind of the hard way, but then you can go up above, and Wildlife actually has a cutout where when you get down to it, you can pull your kayak out and pull it around and put back in on the other side of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I talked to Spivey recently, and he was asking me questions about lithium batteries. Did he ever commit to a lithium battery?
I don't know, but Spivey, I've known Spivey. Me and Spivey became friends in 2011, and since 2011, Spivey's asked me more questions than literally everyone I know combined. That dude is a question asker.
Absolutely. So, all right. Going astray here, topic wise, I was walking through the store here recently, and my favorite deep cycle battery is now $200. Okay, which is this is Duracell Group 27, whatever. It's AGM. Right. $200, $199.99. Okay,
right. Get that at Sam's Club.
Yes, bingo.
Yeah, Sam's Club sells Duracells.
And those are, in my opinion, those are some of the best batteries you can get as far as your
charging.
Yeah, your lead batteries there. Mm-hmm. Lithium battery right now is running for same thing, Group 27, about $240. So why would someone not go lithium anymore?
Right. Yeah.
The only thing you got to do now is if you go lithium is you got to buy a separate charger. Otherwise, so you're literally getting like those Group 27 lead batteries, 2-year, 18-month warranties.
Well, not necessarily. Some people already have a 24-volt charger for charging their batteries in series or in parallel.
Yeah, some chargers out there now you can do both lithium or lead acid batteries, but you would have to change.
I guess because they're the volatility of the lithium. We're seeing videos on social media, TikTok especially, where these lithium batteries, these electric cars, boats, anything with a lithium battery it's a fire hazard. These things are catching on fire. We just saw a couple days ago. Some guys pour StarCraft, like it just burn it to the ground.
That. I still trust my system to where that doesn't happen. If it does, hopefully I'm not around.
I like the simplicity. You have to charge them. It's got to be a certain temperature. Like it can't be below a certain temperature or above a certain temperature.
So there's two different types of batteries you can get. You can get one that's normal, and you can get one that is chargeable below X temperature, and I got that one for mine because obviously I do more wintertime fishing. So.
The advantage. Let's go over the advantages. The advantages. The number one advantage of a lithium is that you're getting full power until the battery's dead. Correct?
Bingo. Yep.
How much of an advantage is that though? I mean, because how often, even with the old lead batteries, how often are you going fishing and running your trolling motor batteries dead?
Very often.
Cranking battery.
For me, very often.
Not if you got good batteries. If you have good batteries
for striper fishing, very often, every trip.
If you have, I don't believe that. If you have if you have good batteries, no dead cell, actually good healthy batteries that are fully charged, and you got a 24-volt system, you'd have to be running that thing pretty damn hard and some current all day to run it.
So I have a 36-volt system, and keep in mind I troll 2 miles an hour, plus or minus a little bit. So, The biggest X factor is wind. So if it's windy and I'm trolling in the wind, it's gonna take a lot more power to troll.
Yes, but
the wind, so.
okay, I get it. If you're
Yes.
multiple day fishing, you don't have somewhere to charge. Okay, that's a pro for the lithium. But if you're going one day, your batteries are fully charged, you got a 36-volt system. What situation are you running a 36-volt system dead in one day that's fully charged?
Prior
batteries.
to, I had 3 50-amp-hour batteries, and they would last me about 4.5, 5 hours tops. That's it. Full day of fishing. 4 hours, maybe 5 hours tops. So here recently, I went to 100-amp-hour to increase that to hopefully a full entire day of fishing, which it
Now,
should.
the 50 amp, that were also lithium.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Now, you're talking about saltwater fishing. You're talking about bottom
no.
fishing.
I'm talking about here, like striper fishing, Lake Norman. Now, I have not been able to put these new batteries to the test, but I have no reason to believe that they will not last.
Hold on a second. You're A-rig fishing. You're trolling 2 miles an hour with pulling A-rigs with your electric motor. Okay.
Give or take, yes.
I mean, that's really not a. Just use your gas motor, bro. What are you doing?
Speed, baby. Speed. You gotta get the right speed.
So you're obviously you like 2 miles an hour, and you can't.
I
get
do
through with a big
transition
motor.
from gas motor to troll motor. I'll go. If the wind is blowing pretty good one day, I will go one direction with the gas motor. I'll turn back around other direction with the troll motor. So I will alternate. If it's a still calm day, I will use troll motor as long as I possibly can. And then
Now, can you get that desired speed with some drift socks? You just don't want to fool with them.
Bucket, 5-gallon bucket.
5-gallon bucket.
Yes.
1 bucket, 2 buckets.
1 bucket.
Why? Why not 2?
Because one bucket gets me the exact speed I want.
Okay. Well, here's the solution to your problem. Save your trolling motor batteries and just use a gas motor with a bucket.
Do you feel like your bite's better with the electric motor versus the gas motor?
Dude, some days it really varies, man. One day, yes. One day, no. I mean, I can't give you a concrete answer and say absolutely, but man, it really does depend. Seriously.
I've always wanted that pulling rig.
If one is better than the other, then how and why? If you're going the same speed.
So you hear everyone talking about the thumper, right?
Okay.
In my opinion, a outboard motor is almost the same thing as a thumper box going on the boat, So
I could see that. And you hear that from a lot of offshore captains. They'll say the sound of their diesels.
Yeah, some days they like it, some days they don't, So it really varies day to day, to be quite frank with you. Yeah, it's really hard to pinpoint, really hard to say.
But there is also a chance that that's just all placebo.
Yeah, we could be making all that up in our head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very true. But so another thing too is those hours add up pretty fucking quick on an outboard, so I want to run my troll motor as long as possible so I don't add that extra hour or two, per trip. So, you fish 5-6 days, you use that outboard all day long, but to say a fishing trip 6 hours, so 6 hours trolling 5 straight days, that's a lot of fucking hours to put an outboard motor.
30 hours on your motor.
Bingo, right? So why would I do that if I can possibly use my lithium battery and troll all?
So you're looking at resale value on your vessel. It's
not resale value. It's more, I know that my boat, I'm going to keep it no matter what, because I like it that much. That is my forever lake boat. No doubt about it. But it's like,
you're taking life off your outboard.
Bingo. You got it.
Right.
So I want to, hold on to it as long as possible.
Mm-hmm. So when you drive if your car was a manual transmission, would you like get out at stoplights and like push it sometimes to keep that? Because you only get so many takeoffs with a clutch,
Right. Yeah, no, not at all. You gotta remember, I'm a numbers kind of guy too. So you give you another example right here. Like a lot of guys, they pull up to the dock to, let's just say, trailer the boat. Would you leave your motor idling or would you turn it off?
I'll leave mine idling.
Diesel, leave it idling, doesn't hurt.
No, you're outboard. When you park your boat, when you tie it off to the dock to go get your truck to back it down,
Mhm.
would you leave your outboard on or would you turn it off?
I got an old 2-stroke. I turn it off. And
Lee?
most of the
I
time,
leave mine running unless it's, if I'm going to be a few minutes, like if there's a lot of people there, I may cut it off. But
Uh-huh.
I'd say 9
So-
times out of 10, I leave mine running.
So how long do you think it takes you from the moment you go all the way to the truck, back it down, trailer your boat, all that? How long do you think goes by roughly?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
We'll say 10 minutes. Okay. So that's a tick in the ticker there with the outboard motor. So how many times a month do you fish roughly?
I see where we're going.
There you go. So that's hours added to the outboard. Now, the only exception to the rule is this. If it's the wintertime,
You let
know,
your motor run.
first thing in the morning when I drop it down there, that boat's idling, to make sure I get a good warm up prior to. So
Mhm.
we're talking about, idle time, hours added to the motor, outboard, everything. So yeah, keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
and just like same thing, you can let it cool down too, but not this time of year. It ain't cooling down none, pulling in 85-degree water.
Exactly.
Well,
It's all money saving, boys.
yeah, and taking care of your stuff.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
There you go. That was a good little tidbit of information there for people.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Let's say you fished 5-6 times per month, roughly this time of year. So that's pretty close to 1 hour of idle time. That's just
That
sitting
30 hours you put on your motor, you just added another to it and put 31, 32 hours on your motor in a week.
Exactly. You add it, years down the road, that's one service roughly, and just letting it idle there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, we weren't even going to do a show tonight, so I'm glad we did. We had a nice little show.
I'm kind of upset though that you're not digging into that McKenna Creek though.
I had one.
Only one.
It was
Only
half
one.
full.
Let's brown on it here.
Just half.
I've been on it pretty heavy lately.
We could tell.
What's going on in your life, JR? Talk about it off the top of the
Oh.
show here.
Yeah,
God, boy.
not a whole lot. Just playing cornhole.
How can you hurt your wrist, liar?
I haven't played cornhole in the last 2 days because I hurt my wrist. Because I went to get this dude, my friend at work had a grill. I don't know why I went and got it. It looked good in the picture, but when I got over there, it's like I basically hauled it off for him. But anyways, when I got over there, he had a heavy bag in his garage, and I was like, "Ooh, heavy bag!" So I go over there and I start hitting it, and I hit it for about 5 minutes. Get some good combos in, looking good. My buddy from work's like, "Wow, didn't know you could hit like that." And then I hit it. I've done it a million times in the past where I've sprained my wrist a little bit because I didn't wrap and I was hitting it a little too much, a little too hard, and I hit it the wrong way there at the end. I mean, he didn't even know it. I mean, it didn't really hurt. I kind of felt it, but it was no big deal. And then I woke up the next morning and it was like, I was like, damn it. And no cornhole for 2 days. So I'm back at
I've
it now,
done the
though.
same.
I'm good.
Talking about doing something you've done 100 times. I've done the same thing the other day. Me and my little boy was throwing a football back and forth, and I jammed my finger like we've all done 100 times. It hurt for 2 days.
2 days, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm back to throwing now, so I'll
Cool.
it's hard. I'm torn every weekend. I'm like, do I go spend the weekend on the lake and fish and make a video?
Give that a couple weeks.
Or do I play cornhole?
I did get on that catfish bite last year on Wiley in July at night and caught some pretty good fish. I'm gonna do that again soon.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a couple of years, man. I guess I'm gonna try to do it this year. Hopefully, I can get the motivation to go. Maybe if you go, it'll motivate me to go.
There
Did
you go.
Say we need those pogies at all for summertime cut bait?
I thought about it, but I didn't. You know them things. You know how you said they wouldn't stay alive or whatever. I took a bottle cap, punched a bunch of holes in it, and put it over because the ones that were dying were stopping up my downspout on my live well. And then I kept putting water in the floor of my boat because I wasn't paying attention. But I got that fixed, and the second day I kept some for almost 8 hours in my live well, just letting the water recirculate.
See, we have that in common, Lee. We like to do what go out there in July, get on that nighttime trophy catfish bite. Let's take Pete. Let's put Pete on a trophy catfish. Let one whip his ass.
He probably would enjoy that. I give him credit on that, Pete. You catch one of them big fish up in 6-8 foot of water, 3 foot of water. He don't want to go no way but out.
Ain't nothing gonna whoop my ass, JR.
It's fun.
Maybe you. That's about it.
Let's go do it. You gonna
I'm
do it
down.
with us?
I'm
You
game.
gonna do it with us?
I'm game.
All right, I'll tell you what.
We do that, and I'll show you some of my super duper top secret brush piles.
Next week's show, we will schedule a date in July, and we'll look at the moon phase. We'll get a good moon. We'll schedule us a date in July to go out there and target some trophy catfish on Lake Wiley.
You gonna now with us fishing at night? Will you look at a full moon?
Either way, either peak moon. If we're going to do something, if we're going to do a full, I prefer to do it leading up to a full, couple days,
3-4
few
days
days before a full, and then if we're going to do a new, I kind of like the several days after a new. I mean, just whatever. But yeah, we'll go out there and get you a nap because we're probably going to fish till 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm good with it.
Get out there about, I don't know, not right at dark, about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and fish till about 3 in the morning. And one of us will try to get out there. Maybe we can have some bait out because you got to do this. The secret is to have like just a load of bait, like just a bait tank
Live
full
or-
of live. It's got to be live. Yeah, it's got to be live bait.
I was gonna say if you need bait fresh on ice, I can go to High Rock here and get all we need.
I mean, it's
Them crappie heads would probably work. I caught like 1 or 2 fish on dead bait last year, but most of my fish come on live bait.
your chances of. I mean, when I say live bait, we're going to cut it. But
Right.
we need to cut it alive.
Out of
It
the
needs
tank.
to be alive, and your chances of catching a trophy fish go like it severely goes down if you don't have live bait. There's something about that post spawn bite. If you can get some live bait and cut some live bait, especially it's like some big gizzard shad or anything.
I
Really
mean,
crappy.
if we plan something like that, I mean, I'll run to Jamie K's and get some bait put in the tank or something.
Mhm.
We can cut them straight out of the tank.
There you go. That's
I mean, if
what
we're
you
gonna do
gotta
it, we'll just do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. We'll go make us a big cat fever video or something.
There you go.
I'm game with that. That's fine.
All right, guys. Anything else?
We'll talk after the hours. How's that? You want to end the show?
You want to talk after hours? You got some
Yeah.
secrets to tell?
I do, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe.
We'll talk after hours. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week on Real
See
Fishing.
ya. Bye, all three of you.
See ya.